From understanding your role in the group, optimizing your rotations, properly mitigating raid wights and tank busters, I will provide everything you need in this comprehensive tank guide. Hi, this is Levin and this is how to be 99 Gunbreaker in P11 Savage. I recommend the standard opener 1-2 no mercy without potting, and the reason for this is because the fight is long enough for you to pot at 2nd minute and the 8th minute. Assign one tank to reprisal Eunomia and the other to reprisal Styx. If you pop Super Bullet early like 10% of the cast bar, you can use it later on for the second tank buster, after the light and dark. But as you can see here, I didn't do it, since I like it better on the ladder of law if I get the terror, or on the last tank buster if we saw one. You can always use the diamond on the floor to determine the max melee. Just move a little bit past of the diamond, or to make it easier, you can place waymarks like we do. If you use Horror Flight after the first GCD, you can get this Styx in time, but I save it for later mechanics. Most people use arm's length for a knockback here. I prefer not to, since I want to use the Horror Flight from the center to catch everyone. This is also the first pot window for you since it's the 2nd minute. We're using the Braindead Messenger strat, where the MT positions the boss to the light clone for less movement. If you're not taking the tether here, make sure you throw Heart of Grandom to your co-tank, as this hurts quite a bit. But if you do take this tether, use at least Nebula and Heart of Grandom. So I usually just position myself a bit to the south, so I can see every single ball without turning my camera. So the braided way to find a safe spot for this mechanic is that you find 2 of the same color. After you find the same color, the safe spot will be directly next to them. The one on the outer side, because obviously the one on the inner is gonna be unsafe. Now you know one of the 2 is the safe spot. Then how do I determine the safe spot? You just find where the arrow is not pointed at one of the safe spots. In this case, the arrow is pointing there, and this arrow is pointing here. Obviously the arrow pointing here means this one is not safe, so the safe spot will be this one. I like to use harder flight for this Eunomia as it usually lacks mitigation here in PF. If you're taking these upheld tethers, make sure you're dead center as it repositions the boss and it might kill your teammate if they're standing max melee and you move the boss a bit too far. Our party is using ZZZip's Dark and Light as the base strat, but with minor change for less movement, where our short tether went counterclockwise instead of clockwise. Dark Yuri is a bit tricky as you can snapshot the pair dark if you go out and not lose a GCD. But here, I move out too soon and lost a GCD. Light Yuri is much easier as you can stay max melee with full uptime between the short and long tether as shown in this example. There's also Dark Jury uptime by Rhino Ray. Link is in the description below. This is the second pot window if you pot at the opener. Here, as you see, I don't use my bolide as I like it better on lateral flow, or the last tank buster if we see one. Use at least Nebula and Heart of Quantum, but better add it with Rampart or Camouflage, as this hurts a lot. You can actually reprisal this upheld if you're not reprisaling Eunomia as there's no more sticks until after lateral flow. I use Harder Flight for this Eunomia, but you can also use it during the lateral flow tower to mitigate the mechanics after. This is our last pot window as we first pot during the second minute. Don't forget to throw another Heart of Groundum to your coat tank if you're not taking this tether during Ladder of Law. Also, if you're taking the tether, make sure to put it in the middle so it's easier for the party to reach. I prefer to use arm's length here as there's too much stuff going on for me to care about the knockback. This is the optimal kill time for the fight, as it is the last 1 minute per window. But unfortunately, we are unable to do so since some of our DPS is not BIS and it was not the melee that did the LB3. So overall, it's a pretty bad kill time. That's it for this video. The fight is pretty simple and there's not much variation to the mechanics, but it's still pretty tricky as you might clip some of the stuff and get damage downs. But I enjoyed this fight a lot. Let me know what you guys think about this fight and leave a like and subscribe if you think this guide is helpful. And that's about it. See ya.